we're going to talk about HTTP, how to interact with the server. So you notice you got that JSON server thing. It's just reading from a JSON file. There's this command line tool that reads, it pretty much creates a RESTful server from a JSON file. So we'll be interacting with that file. It's pretty legit. So let's just get into some of the slides. See what's going on here. Cool, server communication. So there's a built-in HTTP module. Like I said, Angular 2 is like the complete package. So what are some of the ways we can interact with servers right now in the web browser? Well, of course, we have XHR, which is built in. Most browsers now have window.fetch, which is the preferred method now. If you never use fetch, open up Chrome, type in fetch, you'll see it. And then JSONP, of course. So Angular's 2 implementation, I'm not actually sure what it's based on. If I had to guess, I'm guessing it's based off fetch, but it does have observables in it. So it's kind of its own thing. Yeah, like I said, it's built in with observables. It has error handling and the stuff you would expect from most AJAX HTTP libraries. So nothing too crazy. So yeah, the module itself just wraps XHR or fetch. I'm not sure yet, and definitely JSONP, and just makes it easier for you. But even still, it's still kind of low level. You can even wrap this library and make your own, which is what I suggest eventually. So by default, it does return observables. If you don't know what observables are, we're going to touch a little bit on them. But if not, you can convert them to promises easily and feel comfortable with those. So don't fret. So standard methods here. Nothing new. Here's an example. So once you would inject the HTTP module into one of your components or another service, it looks something like this. So the methods, like in the first example, is get, takes a URL. And then the next method might look confusing because map is a method that we use on arrays. What's going on here? I don't know. OK, well, that's because, remember, HTTP returns an observable, and map is an operation on RxJS, which allows us to map one of the pieces of data coming in from the stream. So that's what we're doing. And then we're automatically converting it to a promise. So it looks like exactly what it would look like if you got it from an Angular 1 AJAX call or jQuery if you called to promise on it. Same thing with the one below, except we're doing a post. So unlike most modern HTTP libraries that automatically will stringify your body for you and your post and your put requests, right now Angular's doesn't. But in the docs, it says right there, this may change in the future. So I don't know. Right now, you have to stringify it yourself. So just make sure you do that. And which probably means you'll probably have to set the headers yourself too for application JSON to accept that. Otherwise, you might get errors. So this is why I'm thinking it's based off window.fetch, because window.fetch is exactly the same way. And again, it returns an observable that we're converting to a promise. Don't worry if this looks foreign. It's not that crazy. We'll get into it, I promise. So here's an example of a put. Again, you have to stringify it yourself, pass in the different headers. Same examples here. Another example of a delete.